Hey, welcome guys. This video explains to you why 3D TVs are dead. In fact, TV manufacturers haven't made them for a few years now, which is really unfortunate. But what's to blame, or who's to blame for this? I mean, what's the biggest reason? Well, it's you, the consumer. If you didn't buy a 3D TV, you led to the fall of 3D TVs, which is unfortunate for, fans like myself of 3D TVs. So I like to explain why 3D TVs are good, because a lot of people have nothing but negative things to say about them, but I actually have to argue they're wrong. You see, the 3D pop effect that you have at home versus in the movie cinemas is much better. The 3D pop effect on TVs is way, way better than what you experience in movie theaters. In movie theaters, I noticed that sometimes throughout an entire movie, the pop effect is just very marginal or didn't exist at all the entire, 2-hour movie, which is leaves a bad aftertaste in your mouth. Why did I pay more for it? The exact same movie on your home 3D TV will actually be much better. You'll notice much more 3D pop effect. It's a much more immersive experience. Myself, some movies rarely I'll get some eye strain and headaches, but other people I know would get a lot of eye strain and headaches. The exact same movie I'd watch with those people on a 3D TV, they wouldn't really have that problem. It actually behaved a lot better on their 3D TVs. So again, another positive point to 3D TVs. If that wasn't enough, you can blame the movie industry and cinemas even further for their heavy price tag. You see, here in Canada and a lot of parts of the US, a lot of the movie cinemas you go to, if you want to watch a movie, you were forced to buy a 3D ticket because watching that movie wasn't available in 2D. So you're forced to pay a premium price for a 3D experience that was absolutely poor and for a movie that might possibly cause you eye strain and headaches. Another reason why people will be like, well, why do I want to go home and buy a 3D TV then? Because 3D TVs, you have to pay a markup on price, but they don't realize that it's actually better at home than it is in the cinema. So you can blame the cinema and movie industry for that. There's other reasoning as well, and this one a lot of people will probably overlook. It's bad timing. You see, when HD TV started to take off, near 2008, 2009, that's when a lot of people were able to start affording it and just wanted to jump on this clear, amazing picture. Several years later, or rather only a handful of years later, 3D TV started to come up, and that's when they started to become somewhat popular. But the problem is a lot of people had spent their hard-earned money on regular HD TVs, so they didn't have the money to buy 3D TVs, so timing was also poorly done as well. In addition to that, the TV industry was kind of split in the middle as how they support 3D TV technology, which made it really confusing for people. You see, there are two types of 3D TV technology. One is active glasses, which that basically means that you have a battery within the glasses. You have to turn the glasses on, and that's how you get the 3D effect. They were bulkier, heavier, they required people to recharge the batteries of the 3D glasses, so it put a lot of people off. It just didn't seem like a comfortable, seamless experience. The other one was actually passive glasses, like this one right here. It's the type of glasses you would find in movie theaters. Almost the exact same thing, actually. And because the top TV manufacturers in the world were kind of split, you see, Samsung primarily supported active glasses, Sony and LG supported passive. But this caused a lot of confusion because people were confused between two 3D TV technologies. In addition to that, Samsung is one of the biggest TV manufacturers in the world, one of the most popular. So when people tried them on in the store, the active glasses, or they hear from a friend or a colleague that 3D glasses require, battery and they're a bit bulky, it would put people off, and they just assume that the LG and Sony 3D glasses were the same thing, but they're not. They were actually very light. You just put them on, you're good to go. And they actually fit on top of, prescription glasses just fine. And let's not forget people's home layout. Now, 3D TVs require a pretty decent viewing angle. So if you're at, say, a 45-degree angle from the center of the TV, most people are when they're watching movies at home, it's a pretty good experience, no problem. But for the odd situation where you're beyond that angle, you might see that the 3D effect is really blurry and it's hard to see the picture. In addition to that, if you have your TV, say, on a mantle, because of the height and you're sitting down lower, the 3D effect would be there, but the picture would be blurry. This leads to a lot of people being put off by the 3D experience as well because their home setup. It just can't be helped. So let's discuss one of the last points, and also probably the biggest thing people overlook, and that is streaming services. Services like Netflix, for example, because it's one of the biggest in the world, and I'm a big fan of Netflix, I have to say it helped contributed to the death of 3D TVs. You see, when a lot of 3D movies were starting to release, Netflix had the rights to those movies. They had a lot of them in their catalog in 2D. but they never really tried to get them in 3D. I don't know if it was an additional licensing fee or if Netflix just didn't really care, who knows. But regardless, is that their 3D selection was really poor compared to the 2D selection, even if the movie was released in 3D. In addition to that, I noticed that trying to find the 3D section in Netflix, it did exist. It was near impossible to find. Sometimes it would randomly disappear as a category when you're looking through categories like action, comedy. Alas, all those reasons led to the fall of 3D TVs. Myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people, are really disappointed by this because the 3D experience at home was fantastic, apart from the viewing angle experience, of course, which didn't affect most people. But it is what it is. Is that to say 3D TVs are dead forever? Probably not. It might make a comeback, but maybe you have a reason for why 3D TVs failed. I would love to know your opinion. Be sure to leave it in the comment section below. It'll be pretty interesting to discuss with other viewers as well. That's pretty much it from me. I hope you guys found this video useful. Be sure to check out my social links in the video description. Hit the like button, it does help. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.